thought so ethically, morally, that I wanted to build an eco house. I wanted to build a high-performing, I guess, green sort of house.
Hanse Haus offers a lot of energy benefits. We come from a German system whereby the clients in Germany are offered benefits for achieving low energy housing, and the way they do that in Germany is not necessarily with eco technology, which they can do, but it's usually just by creating a very, very warm shell, a very, very warm jacket for the house. This warm jacket is done using very thick levels of insulation, so we have timber, which is a good insulant, and then insulation on the outside of that. The second way is to use a vapour barrier, which gives very, very high levels of air tightness, something like 10 times the typical air tightness levels that we're hitting in the UK.
We've always lived in old houses, and one of the things we've noticed is that you go from pools of cold into pools of warmth, and you huddle round a fire in the evening, because old houses were built with drafts. And the method of building was so that they could be ventilated naturally by drafts. This house is not like that. It's completely sealed. It's completely airtight, and so we have mechanical ventilation.
The house is built on sort of, I guess, a relatively simple principle of just being very well insulated. The building envelope, as they call it, is very airtight. Very little of the heat escapes from the house.
We haven't got solar panels. We decided not to have those in the end, but we have got an air source heat pump. So it's they did the air testing for the sort of amount of how well the house is sealed, and it was pretty close to the level of being a passive house standard. So although it hasn't got all of the aspects of a passive house, from the point of view of sort of thermal efficiency and all the other stuff, it's particularly high.
We've got an air recirculation unit, so the heat is retained in the house, and we've got an air source heat pump as the main heating, with underfloor heating on all floors, and it does the hot water as well. So we're very pleased with the way it feels and the way it works, and it does exactly what we'd hoped it would do. With low energy costs, and it's not cold in the winter and not hot in the summer.
A lot of our power is produced by a pump. We have air source. We have an air source heat pump, so our heating is provided by that. We also have some photovoltaic panels on a bunker which we have in the garden. We have 5.4 kilowatts of power from that.
We had the opportunity for different heating systems, but in the end we actually just went for a gas boiler, because we felt that any other technology that we might put in would cost quite a lot of money, and that the house was so well insulated that having a gas boiler running very cheaply was our best solution.
So we only need the mechanical ventilation in the winter, and we don't actually keep it on all the time either. It's a very warm house, and what we have noticed in the winter, particularly when the sun is low in the sky, is the sun gets in, the heat gets in, but it doesn't escape.
The low energy USP of Hanse Haus means that we are typically achieving houses without really trying that use about a quarter of the energy of a new build UK house, and many times more than a historic UK house. So this is a big reason why clients come to us. They want to lower their energy bills, and they want the comfort that comes with a sort of tepid environment, and an easily maintainable tepid environment.
I think we pay in a year what we paid in a month in our last house for oil. We don't have oil in this house, it's electricity, but the overall running costs, we paid so much for. Well, I know oil prices have gone down now, but at that time they were very high. So it really was eye-watering what we were spending on heating our old house.
The proof is in the pudding in terms of the heating system. Our electric and gas is running, I think, about £800 a year. And you compare that to my mum, who's next door, slightly bigger house, exactly the same area. Hers is 5 times as much.